What's up, enthusiasts? Jangular here. Welcome to the first episode of a series I'm calling Why Should I Care?, where I talk about an in-development or early access game that I feel is doing something different, unique, or generally worth discussing. And today's game that fits that bill is Saga of Lucimia. An MMO being developed by Stormhaven Studios, a small team of 13 that has been working quietly on this game for the last couple years, and recently had a pre-alpha test day that I took part in, which is where this footage you're seeing came from. It was a very bare bones build and you won't see a ton of animations, but this was just to test basic functions and other things like zone sizing to get feedback from players. This particular build isn't what I want to talk about specifically though. I want to talk about the core concepts of this game, or pillars of gameplay as I like to call them. I'll let you discover all of them for yourself after this video, but the idea is that Saga of Lucimia is all about the group experience. This is a game in the massively multiplayer online role-playing game genre. However, too many current games in this genre have changed to lessen the importance of the group aspects or the massively multiplayer feel. This shift has left players that grew up with games like EverQuest and Vanguard without a game to play that suits their playstyle. This is where Saga of Lucimia steps in. The majority of gameplay aspects in this game require or revolve around the group. Whether your group is a pre-existing group you formed outside of the game, or a group put together in-game at a tavern to accomplish a certain task, you'll need a group to progress in this game. I know that may sound strange to those of you that have grown accustomed to the solo gaming experience, and that's alright. This game is not being designed for everyone. It's being made for those players that enjoy the group-centric experience lacking in other games. This is one of the reasons I'm willing to support Saga of Lucimia for early access. They know their audience and are making a game specifically for that audience, not for everyone. They're dodging one of the biggest pitfalls in MMOs, which is trying to make a game cater to everyone to sell the most copies, which often results in games falling flat after release. Now, in a recent video discussing the importance of darkness and its effect on the immersion and experience, Tim Anderson, the creative director for Saga of Lucimia, said this on the topic of games being compared to the likes of WoW and EverQuest. Those games exist, and I play those games. Everybody plays those games. They're there for a reason and they serve a purpose, but we're not them. To me, that is a refreshing point of view, and I can tell you that running around with a group in this game, even in the pre-alpha state, was fun. There's no mini-map or indicators pointing you in a direction. It goes back to the old sense heading style, which made the world feel larger than it actually is and added that sense of intrigue and danger back to the experience, because we never knew what we were going to encounter over the next ridge or in the trees, for example, as the majority of our group walked right past a tree end, and only after we'd passed it did we realize the large tree was actually an enemy, or getting lost in the darkness and having to use torches to find our way back to the group. This game also brings back what I would call non-standard or niche classes. Not everyone is going to be a high damage output character. There will be utility characters, and there will be a desire to have unique builds in your group, because dungeons will throw things your way that straight DPS characters won't be able to handle. Right now it looks like standard group size for a dungeon will be 8, so a bigger group than I think some would expect. It's the size of an entire raid group in Final Fantasy XIV to give you some perspective, which I think is awesome. This larger group size allows more flexibility in composition, though some of these spaces will be taken by necessities, like if you need to travel in a caravan to the dungeon location, you'll likely want someone focused on crafting rather than combat to be able to repair the wagon with all of your supplies in it when it breaks down. And their skills may come in handy inside the dungeon as well. It's in this way that the game makes various playstyles feel valuable and interesting, and that has me really excited. I like that this small studio has no intention of trying to copy the success of monstrous titles like WoW and EverQuest that had mass appeal. Instead, they're looking for a small community that wants to play a game like this, and that's what they will define as successful. Another interesting thing to note is this game is a passion project in a way that can't be said for many other titles. The team at Stormhaven is currently all volunteers. People so passionate to make this game that they're working for free in their spare time to develop the game. All of the money from fundraising is going towards building the game and maintaining it, not towards salaries until the game goes live. That may strike some as odd, and it's certainly not conventional, but Stormhaven Studios doesn't want to have to rely on funding to make their game. They're all dedicated to the creation of this game of their vision, the way they want to make it. That may mean this game won't have the biggest budget, cutting-edge graphics, or a myriad of additional features in-game, and I'm totally fine with that. One of the biggest concerns with small studios making games through crowdfunding is that they won't be finished, whether they mismanage the funding, overpromise on features they can't complete, or some other reason. While there's no way to guarantee this game will be completed, the fact that they have less concerns over funding with an all-volunteer staff I think is interesting and worth noting. Now, this is far from everything there is to know about this game, and if it sounds interesting, I would urge you to check out their website. Ask questions of the community and developers. I often see them answering questions, and see if it's right for you. I'll have a link in the info below for all of you to their website. As well, you'll find links to my Discord server if you want to hang out and chat with the channel community. And if you're new to the channel and enjoyed this video, feel free to hit that subscribe button for more in the future. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'm Jangular, and I'll see you next time.